All right, right on.
All right, buddy. This is where we still get one of those like movie clickers. Yeah, for the big like loud noise, right? Holy shit. Well, I don't know about you, man, but yes, winter is done. But these colds, blowy, fuck, I know we complain about the weather too much in the
Dude,
Midwest, but
we're getting a spring though. We can't bitch.
no, we haven't seen anything that even remotely looked like a flurry in a while, so that's pretty good.
And summer's around the corner. Yes, last year it was like spring for 2 weeks, and then it just got hotter than the devil's fucking taint. So I am not bitching.
That is true. It goes from pleasant to, yes, what you said, very, very quickly.
Right.
And don't let me forget, I forgot to put it in my outline here, but my brother got back to me about my talk about see you in Canada last episode. So I just wanted to shout my brother out for some information he sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave me some reasons. I don't know if I completely understand them, but we'll get into it. So it's all right.
All right, right on.
Anyways, buddy, as usual, how was your week?
Same shit, different day.
Yeah, you're not out of town yet, though. You're going to be doing the out of town thing again this summer a little bit.
Yep. Kind of looking forward to that. It's always a good time.
Yeah, hey, if the money's out of town, go to town.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as simple as that, right?
Well, it's the customer, right?
Oh, yeah, not all your work is going to be right down the street.
No, not when our customer that we do work for covers the entire freaking state of Minnesota and part of South Dakota and Montana and North Dakota and Iowa.
Wow, they really are all over the place.
They are fucking all over the place.
Oh, that's not so bad, though. Well, welcome everybody to the Shower After podcast. John and I are coming to you on video from the East and West Side job trailers again this week.
Once again.
Yes, happy to have you back, buddy.
You say that like I'm a guest. Fuck off.
I know. I don't mean to do that. It's just should say happy we're doing it again.
There we go.
Starting off with a fuck off inside the first 2 minutes. This is going to be a fun one.
I told you, man. Fuck everybody.
Yeah, I see you're in a mood. That's actually good. I'm glad that the topic and your mood are probably going to coincide here.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get going quick, I wanted to give a quick shout out to, I had a moment, like a 6 degrees of separation moment this week, pal.
Really?
Yeah, shout out to Peter from Compass. I had a chance to meet him on one of my job sites this week. Also another electrician. He and the maintenance director at the place I was working, I don't know if he says his maintenance director, but leader of operations. They happened to be talking in the hallway as I was walking to get parts for the job I was doing. He waves his hand at me and I pull my earbud out like, yeah, what's up? He's like, this is the guy I was talking about. Well, he saw, the maintenance guy, our sticker on Peter's work cart.
Oh.
So he
Nice.
didn't tell him about it. They just both knew. And he was like, hey, that's one of the guys right there. That's Jason. So anyway, shout out to Peter. It was nice to meet him. He picked up our sticker at one of the supply houses after I dropped a bunch off at a bunch of places a while back. So
Oh, cool.
I'm glad that they left those on the counter, didn't throw them away, and let people pick them up.
Right.
Kind of a bonus, yeah. But this week, man, I was thinking,
before you say that,
yeah.
I do want to address one comment that we had on our last video.
Oh, good. Which video was it?
It was it was our last one.
Which one's our last
one? That just BS rant,
Oh yeah.
Right. We were talking about the Canadian immigration stuff like that.
Yeah.
So one of our good friends, we both know her. She kind of replied, "I am a grown woman with purple and blue hair, and I don't watch anime or have stickers on my car."
Fair enough.
So I will say this because we know you, and sweetheart, you are one of the exceptions, not the rule. So just remember that.
Yes, and also we do generalize a lot. Like it's for comedy and entertainment purposes, right? Like yes, it doesn't apply to everybody. And hey, shout out to people with purple and blue and green hair or whatever. Like it's not a hard and fast rule. So yes, I'm glad you brought it up, man. Well, we're 6 years down the road from the so-called pandemic, buddy.
The dark days.
The dark days. And in retrospect, there's been a lot of facts, a lot of information. I thought a little post-COVID recap, now that we can say we're definitely post-COVID.
Yep.
And the reason that it dawned on me was one of the things I will get to later on. But something happened to me this week that made me go, oh, yeah, COVID. So
right.
all these years later, I know it's not that many, but I mean, we're out of it now. We're through it. We can see the other side.
It doesn't feel like it sometimes. Damn it.
Sometimes it doesn't. You still see some masks around.
Yeah.
And again, my opinion of the mask thing is loosening as we go. It does still kind of bother me a little bit. But hey, you do you, boo, right? As they say.
Right.
So
It's one thing if you're doing it to try to protect yourself. It's another thing if you're doing it because you actually have like a cold or an illness and you don't want to spread it. That's being thoughtful. The other one's being, well, you.
yeah, like we said, it's been real
Not gonna call
popular
you a
in Asian
name, but-
cultures for it is what it is, right?
Right.
What's your opinion, your broad opinion after all this time has passed now? Like what's if I was to say, how do you feel about the pandemic, so called? What do you think?
It's fucking over. I don't really give a shit about it. I hate the repercussions that it's had, long-term repercussions that it's had. That really does kind of suck, right?
For example,
for example, my basic lack of hope for humanity.
it sure seems like it was an easy way to divide left and right,
And everybody's
age
just
groups.
staying angry, staying rude.
Yeah, there's been no real like come back together moment.
No,
There's just been ongoing things that kept people pissed off and divided. And then once in a while, you see somebody walk by with a mask, and you're like, "Oh yeah, fuck off!" Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
and I tell you what, I was thinking about this when you brought it up. I really started thinking hard about what it was like and how I felt about it and stuff like that. And yeah, there was some panic moments that I had. I even got scared because my wife is high risk, and I didn't want to drag it around her. But then all of a sudden, we in construction are considered, and it still pisses me off, and it still just bugs the shit out of me. Us in construction were considered essential employees, essential workers. The fuck we were commercial and residential electricians just building brand new buildings and apartments and shit. No,
Right.
That's not fucking essential. And we were still stacked in there like goddamn guinea pigs in a rat trap.
Yes, and this is going to be a quick recap because we've said this before, folks. We were asshole to elbow basically the whole time.
Yes.
Those first couple
Absolutely.
weeks were a little squirrely, but after that, they're like, "Well, fuck it, business as usual, I guess." Like,
Yep.
here's some masks. Try to stay 6 feet away from each other, even though you're working in the same 3 foot panel. Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm mad about that, and I've said this once or at least twice before. We weren't on the thank you cards that were outside of businesses.
No, fuck no, we weren't.
Thank you, teachers. Thank you, dentists. Thank you, doctors. Thank you, nurses. Thank you, this. Thank you, that. I didn't see one of them that had construction workers on it.
Right.
Not
Right.
one.
That's because we were made essential because people that were making the rules were also the same people that were investing in the buildings we were building. They had money to lose.
Yes,
Fuck
exactly. Now, at the same time, I'm actually also kind of happy we still kept working.
Yeah, that's the upside of it. I never missed a day. Well, I did because my kid got called out of school, which then my shop's all like, "Hey, if you got called out of school, then she's with you. You got to stay at home for 2 weeks."
Right, because you're with your kid. Like, yeah, I mean, within reason. We didn't miss months and months and months. We were staying home, getting paid by the government and all that, right? So I shouldn't
I
complain.
wasn't.
At least we kept working. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
We had mentioned recently, I mean, it was a little tough on apprentices because we had people we just mentioned recently they were behind on their hours for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I
The
mean?
slowdown definitely hurt.
Yeah, that hosed a few people. It seems now, and this term was out there quite a bit
Mhm.
over the whole time. It seems to be slightly less, talked about now. That this was a lab leak. They were trying to
Bullshit.
say this was a natural thing. So you say bullshit immediately. You don't believe this was a lab leak?
Yeah.
No, you think this is a naturally occurring thing. Wow, we couldn't be more on the other side of this, buddy. I
don't-
totally think this is true.
I don't think it's natural. Well, I don't think it was a intended.
They didn't mean to leak it.
No,
I don't think that, but I do believe that this was adjusted, not created, but you hear everything about the gain of function research. If you don't know what that's about, folks, look that up, where they're trying to make things more deadly to then come up with better ways to fight it. And sometimes you have to make something more aggressive. before you can find ways to attack the more aggressive version. It's a really ass backwards way to do stuff, and it looks more and more like that's probably what happens.
Well, unfortunately, I have to say it's more clearly supported that it was an actual problem from the fish market
You're talking about the
in
penguin?
Wuhan.
Wuhan. China.
Yeah,
Wuhan, China.
because
Uh,
the way the fish market and their market works. Like, not so. I will say this. I will agree with you that there is some good evidence to show that it could have been a lab leak, because you're right, right? And I think that goes into bio weapons. Like, they have to figure out what to do with it before it happens.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's a real drag. I understand the science. So, I mean, I understand the intent of the science behind it.
Right.
That you have to make something worse in order to find something that kills the worst thing. You don't know how to do that. It's not a vice versa problem, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't create the weapon if you don't know how big the animal is. Like,
And I would go with that if we hadn't had COVID before, because this is not the first time COVID spread.
true, but that's also the reason that for me, it feels like all of this could be true,
Right.
because they were trying to create variations of this in more aggressive ways. Like, the House did a 2-year study on this. I got the article on the outline here at science.org, right?
Yeah.
A 2-year, 520-page report that goes, yep, more than likely, probably,
More than-
unintentionally leaked from a lab.
Yeah, but not guaranteed.
No,
Not
not
confirmed.
100%. No, not
So
not
they
confirmed.
wasted how much money doing that 520-page study?
Oh, look, we've
Come
talked
on, man.
recently. How much money does
Like,
any government waste? Like, come
Yeah.
on, right?
and what's the best way to cover up something like that? Divert attention.
Misdirection is certainly a thing.
But
right?
but you look at, when it comes to the Wuhan food market, there's no regulation on it, right? If you do it in a lab, there's a bunch of regulation, red tape, blah, 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 blah. Now, can somebody get injured in a lab and accidentally take it? Yeah, but there's also red tape that needs to be crossed there. The fish market, there's no regulation, man. It's the Wild West, dude.
Yeah. But that being said, and I'm glad we're on the opposite sides of this. It's been a while since we've really disagreed on something. I'm trying to tread lightly, but I'm getting away from that here quick. Also, dude, if that was the case, then statistically, we should have one of these outbreaks way more often, because that ain't the only fish market in the world that's unregulated. They're fucking everywhere.
Yeah, but how?
Why isn't it happening all the time? And it happened to be in one where they had a lab that was studying this exact. Come on, it seems a little coincidental that one
Never
right down
know.
the road, in the same city area location, like whatever you. Come on, that seems pretty.
Was it a lab leak? Was it okay? So let me take this bit. Was it really a lab leak, or was it one of those, hey, we're testing this on bats? Oh, hey, the bat got loose.
Again, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was leaked intentionally. I don't believe that at all.
But when I hear lab leak, I hear, like, I'm thinking like petri dish, syringe, stuff
Somebody
like
accidentally poked their suit.
that. Yeah, something happened that it got on their clothes, you know.
Right.
I don't know. That's what I think when I think lab leak. It's just like, did one of the bats fly away that they were testing?
Again, though,
'Cause
if you've got these animals, you don't
Right.
have a fucking window in that place.
Right.
There's got to be doors you go through with codes and thumb scanners and key cards and right?
Right. Right.
The bat stole somebody's key card and got out. Like, there's got to be a few entrances before you get to where the infectious diseases are.
Or
Like,
was the bat hanging on the back of somebody's coat as they walked out?
right, like the great outdoors, right? Like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I doubt they were walking around with, like tennis rackets and nets, wearing hockey masks, trying to like kill that one bat that got loose. Like, yeah, it is hard to say.
Oh.
Now, that being said, okay, let's move on from
Nice
whether
spin-off.
we think that. Yeah, because I think we could talk about that all day, because I'm passionate that I'm right here. But I digress. What we can talk about is there was definitely injuries and money made from this vaccine. So let's start with
Billions of dollars.
Yeah. So, okay, well, you want to start with financial?
No, we can go with injuries. Sure.
Right. I listen. this really showed me that my internet doesn't want to really show me everything. Do you know what I mean? I had to use a few different search engines to kind of try to find stuff, copy and paste a lot.
Yep.
I'm going to just make this bigger for a moment so that I can actually see what I'm talking about. Just to give you an idea here, this is a comparison from the fine folks at AstraZeneca. It was one of the vaccines, okay? These are your chances in 1 million people. So out of 1 million individuals, well, here, let's start with dying from the coronavirus, okay? 23 people in 1 million.
Exceptionally low.
Exceptionally low. Serious harm due to vaccine side effects. 11 in 1 million. Okay. That's a pretty low number.
That's
they
still
talk
pretty
about it
low.
a lot in a lot of the like podcasts, and you hear about a lot, like a lot on Reddit and stuff. Like I get it. People said there was a lot of that. 11 in 1 million is a pretty small number, but it's almost half of the people that died with it.
Right.
Who we already know had how many comorbidities. All right.
Right.
As a comparison, so 23 in 1 million died of coronavirus. Okay. Dying due to an accident or injury is 110 people in 1 million. Dying in a road accident is 38. Being hit by lightning is 1 in 1 million.
Right.
You're 11 times more likely. I mean, they're low numbers, right?
Right.
I thought that the people being injured from this were way bigger than they were. But,
yes. Right.
But one that I did find is myocarditis, inflammation of the heart muscle.
Mm-hmm.
They can definitely track now, and this is from scienceinsights.org. They can definitely track now that the mRNA vaccines for COVID-19 were definitely causing problems with this. So as an example, highest reported rate was 16 to 17-year-old males who had a second dose of the original one. 75.9 cases per million who had myocarditis.
Yep.
Okay. 12 to 15-year-old males goes down to 46. 18 to 24. It seems to be a lot of the males are the problem, right? 18 to 24-year-olds is 38. The biggest one that they showed here for some reason is included in this. 12 to 15-year-old boys from the Israeli health data, which is interesting, was one in about 12,000 and change. So female risk group, all the same brackets, it was down to like, 7 in 1 million. It's nothing, right?
Right.
And then Guillain-Barré, which is an immune system disease that like can cause weakness and paralysis and things like that. It's kind of like a mini stroke without all the stroke side effects or whatever. It was similar to the swine flu, I think, from way back. Added about an extra 1 case in 100,000 vaccinated people. Again, pretty small.
Yeah.
I thought these numbers were way worse the way you hear people like complaining and bitching about it online, right?
Right.
So did you have any side effects did you have any vaccine?
Yeah, I got both. I got one booster. I got the vaccine and then a booster. No, I didn't have any. I got a little sick on the booster one. It kind of put me out for a couple of days. Just kind of felt like crap. I'm pretty sure it was the main driver for my youngest's heart problems when she was 14, 15.
Hey, look at that. I just talked about it, right? Look.
Yep. I'm almost 100%. The kid wore heart monitors for 2 months and her heart rate was all over the goddamn place. Sitting on a couch, just chilling out. Her heart would hit 160 and then plummet to 50.
Yikes.
And then come back up. It was weird, dude. She doesn't have any problems with it now, but I'm pretty sure that's probably why.
That's, yeah. I mean, again, it's what was going on, right?
But there again, I was in a situation that I didn't want my kids to have the vaccine because they're kids. Their immune system's fine. They're fine. And my hands were tied. The choice was taken away from me. I didn't have an option.
A lot of people found themselves in that case, right?
Yep.
Now, fortunately, I'm happy to say I don't personally know anybody, at least who has talked to me about it, who is seriously negatively affected by any of that.
No, neither have I.
Whether it was COVID, whether it was vaccines, whether it was any of it, right? So, now, did they rush that through? Sure. Did a bunch of people get immunity that should be prosecuted? Sure.
Yeah. So here's the problem I have with the whole vaccines, right? The amount of vaccines. Now, this is where my conspiracy theories really freaking take a turn on this with the COVID deal. This is where I say it's not a lab leak. It was completely 100% intentional. 100% intentional. I think it was the conspiracy theory I'm running with is that it was a societal challenge point to see what would happen and see if they could actually get people to lock down, stay away from everything, and literally shut things down. It's the best way to find out how society works, because you take and you figure out how many vaccines were released, how fast they were released, and then take that number and figure out the flu vaccine. The flu vaccine took 23 years to finalize and create enough for the population. And they pumped out how many for COVID and how fast? That shit was already there.
The numbers were into the 5 point something billion of doses that were.
They were already created, sitting there ready. Fuck you.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. And you're talking about the societal push points. The fact that we all know now, once you lose ground to some government organization, you never get it back.
Mm-hmm.
So they were able just to push the line in the sand back a little further. Like, hey, when we need to tell you what to do, we just create something like this and make you listen.
Yep.
And other countries had it way worse. Like, it wasn't great here.
Nope.
But I mean, some places, there was literally, if you weren't following the rules, they were putting you in like a camp. Like, I heard Australia was terrible. Like in New Zealand, like I guess it was brutal there.
Canada was horrible. Your folks had because they were only allowed to drive so far from their house.
I don't remember exactly what the rules were.
Some bullshit.
They definitely had a bunch, yeah. And they all had their passport vaccine on their phone. I only had a paper one because when I got mine, I just got the one-shot Johnson & Johnson so I could travel.
Yep.
It's the only reason I did it. And yeah, I've talked before. They were very show me your papers about it. I'm not going to use the buzzword right now because it's being thrown around too much. But it was not great.
Right.
I hate to use this as a reference. I've got something here from the World Economic Forum.
Oh God.
No, if you don't know, folks, the people at the World Economic Forum are insane. Look up their, I don't know what they call him, president, speaker, whatever. He looks like a villain from the new upcoming Spaceballs movie.
No.
He dresses like an anime character. It's crazy.
Like, it's funny.
Was quoted a year and a half ago saying, "One day soon you will own nothing and you will be happy about it."
Yep.
Admitting out loud what we'd talked about recently of they don't want you to own a home. They want you to pay them rent. They want to own it.
Yep.
They want you to own a car, lease a car. Like,
yep.
They're not even trying to hide it anymore, which is making me fuck crazy, right? But anyways, from the World Health Organization, especially in the United States and mainland China, the amount of money that went up percentage-wise for people who are already billionaires. Where was my statistic here that I wanted?
No, you lost.
Collective wealth. Global billionaires managed to increase their collective wealth by 27.5%. This was just during a 4-month period during 2020.
Right.
They definitely kept making money after that. I mean, they talk about all the lost wages and things that people had. Well, that's all well and good, but you made up for all that by selling vaccines to fucking everybody, basically. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, that's a big number. No matter what you say, you're already a billionaire and you basically made 30% more. Like,
right.
Fucking what?
Well, and let's look at like the before and afters of freaking car prices and house prices and everything else. I mean, cars went up 50, 60%. They've come back down, but they're still 20 to 35% higher than they were pre-COVID. That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, it's definitely not good, right?
Right.
And then you factor in all the little businesses that we've talked about before that got just shit canned because apparently the only place to safely go get your groceries is a gigantic Walmart or Target or Costco with lots of people in it.
Right.
Not a mom and pop shop that has 10.
Right.
I digress. Now, I do want to say though, there was some things that there's some things that I miss. I have to be honest. Uh, I loved that there was way less traffic during that time. There was a year and a half period where there was fucking nobody on the road.
Well, and I'll agree with you there. Caveat to that, the problem is that there was nobody on the fucking road. So everybody was driving fucking batshit crazy.
Oh.
And they haven't stopped since they got back on the roads.
I had a note to myself about that. Yes, it was the Autobahn because it was so freewheeling. And people are just, and some people I notice, I'm starting to think that I'm putting two and two together. I think a lot of the young people who are just learning to drive during that time are now the 24, 25, whatever year olds that I see driving like maniacs on the road going, you were driving around when there was no cars on the road. You think that's okay?
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely a fact, man, for sure. And I have to admit, I'm kind of a homebody a lot of the time. I liked that we were supposed to stay home most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't bother me.
Yeah, when it was just an easy way to go, well, I got to stay in tonight. Pandemic. Can't go nowhere.
I'll be honest. You officiated the wedding. I got married in 2020, right before everything shut down. And bless your heart, you jumped on a plane and you came and you officiated my wedding. But I tell you what, I was still traveling. I was still driving back and forth during the pandemic.
Right.
I was on the road, man. Fuck that.
I have saved the video, even though I don't know why, but maybe now is the time to put it up. I have the video from the day I checked in at the Minneapolis airport to fly to South Dakota for your wedding and Ashley's wedding. It's Eerie. I'm in the middle of one of the busiest jetways, and there's me and a cleaning person who's literally just got a cart and a mask on, wiping down handrails for fucking nobody, right? They didn't make me take anything off at security.
They're just like, come through.
Because they're like, it's going to be you and maybe two people in the pilots. Yeah, like it was one person flying down with me and two flying back. Like it was not funny. But again, fellow commits to something. Of course, I was going to make it.
That was funny.
Had I realized how mindless the drive was there, I might have driven at the time, but I'd already bought the ticket, so fuck it. Like, what do you do, right? But yeah, maybe I'll post just a section of that video showing that it was just anybody who knows the airport or really any busy airport like international, it was eerily quiet.
Yeah, when you walk into when you walk into the Minneapolis airport and it's an international airport and it's quiet, it is spooky.
I've never been in any airport that was as quiet as that. Like.
I've flown out of Minneapolis at a specific time, and there was nobody there at TSA or anything like that. I walked up and I'm like, where is everybody? I said to the guy, and he's all like, no, there's some people still back there.
Yeah, it's a couple people kicking around, man. You'll see somebody maybe. Like, I think the Starbucks is open.
It was like the zombie apocalypse hit, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Now, this was the point I mentioned early on that made me think about this episode, just doing a quick recap of how things are now. I actually liked the fact that people didn't stand right fucking next to you at places.
Oh, dude.
I was at the gas station this week. I was getting a drink, pack of smokes on my way to work, pulling my wallet out, chatting with the lady behind the counter at the regular spot I stop at, and just kind of get like the spidey sense. And I look over, and the lady may as well have been chewing on my shoulder right there. I was like, immediately like, hey, back up just a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, we don't have to stand 6 feet apart anymore, but you don't have to be in my back pocket either. I miss that part of it.
Right.
A lot.
It's like, do you want to fucking, do you need a hug? Is that what you're coming in this close for?
Right. Yeah. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you having a bad day? Like,
when it's a dude, you look at him and go, I can feel your pecker poking me, right? Like, Jesus.
You know what's really weird? I notice it's strangely more with women standing real close. Like, you think they would be the ones who would be half back, especially from some like, construction worker or whatever. Like,
right.
No, fucking right there, turn around. Jesus, like, what the fuck are you doing there? Like,
what happened to human decency? Speaking of the gas station, it just kind of reminded me of my last trip to Holiday. This last week, I went in for something I can't even remember, but I was standing in line and there was like me and three other people. And there was this little old lady with a walker and she's at the front register doing her thing. She gets done and there's this young person at the second counter and we're all lined up behind her and she finishes and like you could tell that she knew that that old lady was getting ready to be done and she bolted out the door in front of her, just fucking took off like a bat out of hell. And then that lady, the elderly lady got done and she, I'm looking, I'm like, nobody's actually going to do this. And I'm like, fuck this. I got out of line. I went up and I opened the door for the lady so she can get out with the walker. And then I walked out to the second door and I opened that one, asked her if she needed help at her car. And then I come back in and one lady, looked at me and I'm like, nobody else is gonna? What happened to that? Did that I feel like that went out the window during COVID.
It might have been part of it. I do notice what you're saying as well. There's, some of that just common decency seems to be gone away. People seem incredibly self-centered now a lot of the time.
Right.
I got something similar. So stopped in, I don't know how long ago. This is maybe a month back. Stopped at McDonald's halfway through the day. I needed a little bite to eat. I knew I was going to be working late. And I see the guy walking over and he's got my bag probably. But there's a lady coming in, older lady, and then another older lady in a walker. I go, open the outside door, let them in and the thing, let them in. Oh, thank you, young man. Yeah, no problem. Let them back in. And when I get back in, the guy's holding my bag, looking at me, huffing, like, hey, man, I get shit to do. Like, look, I know you're busy back there. It's a busy place cooking food at a fast food place.
Right.
But hey, man, I just went and held the door for a couple old ladies. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, you weren't going to get
bag
off
on
your
the
ass
counter
today.
then with the number facing out. When I come back, I'll pick it up. Like, you act like I was doing you something negative when I was trying to do a positive thing in the world. Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Get fucked.
Yeah, do something nice for people this week. If you do nothing else, folks, hold the door for somebody. You know what I mean? And
Lord.
I kind of wish sometimes that I was just a big gorilla of a person. Because there's a dude on Instagram. He's a giant man, great big muscle bound. He looks like he should be on one of those world's strongest man competitions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His whole thing is going over and fucking with people who don't put their carts away in parking lots.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me happy every time. I wish I had his name so I could shout him out. Every time I see one of his videos, I'm like, oh, what's he going to say this time?
Oh, that's funny.
He got to the point where he'll just put it in their way and then they'll get out to say something. And they'll see he's just a beast of a person and watch their attitude go back. I'm like, if that was a regular person, you would have been real shitty to them.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, is it a petty thing he's doing? Yes. But I've admitted recently, I don't mind a little pettiness. It's funny sometimes.
When it does a self-corrective issue, then yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Also, side note here, man, before I forget, people are bagging on electric vehicles a lot, but especially the Cybertruck has been taking a lot of heat. I want you to,
dumpster?
Yeah, I want you to pay attention to this. You're on the road a bit as well. Everybody else listening, pay attention to this. If you notice the same thing, get back to us. Someone pointed out to me recently, you don't see a lot of women in the passenger seat of Cybertrucks. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm not saying what I'm saying, but if you know, you know.
All right. That's
Pay attention,
funny.
folks. There ain't a lot of women in the passenger seat of Cybertrucks. Like,
I'll have to keep my eye out.
yeah, because you probably won't see a lot of dudes either. Because imagine a world in which your missus owned a Cybertruck. How often would you want to sit in the passenger seat of that fucking thing?
I wouldn't get in the piece.
It wouldn't be me. Like, it looks like a dumpster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't get it. No. It's the worst fucking vehicle out there.
Yeah, I don't like them at all.
Get fucked.
Hey,
That's going to be the freaking rolling punchline of this whole goddamn episode.
it probably will. Yeah, get fucked. Yeah, I might need to change this from COVID recap to get fucked. I will say though, on a positive note, man, I didn't want to bring it up because I know your bike is coming out soon, Saturday, right?
Yep.
So a couple more days, you get your bike back. Only, what are we going to call it? 3 weeks late?
Oh, damn near 4.
Damn near 4.
Yeah.
I got mine today, right before we record. I picked it up. She's back in the garage. It was nice. About 37 seconds ago, my second ball finally thawed out. Holy Christ, was it cold driving that thing home.
Yeah,
42 degrees ain't a comfortable temperature to be driving a bike.
No.
And I don't have any of them fancy heated grips, heated seat, heated vest shit, kids. I'm leather jacket, chaps, and boots, and white knuckle it the whole way home.
Yeah.
And my missus behind me driving I mean, the whole way there, tailgating people. And I'm looking, going, oh, she's staying a reasonable distance back behind me, at least, following me home to make sure I get there safe. And then I remember, oh, I got new mirrors last year. And I look in the corner, objects in mirror may be closer than they appear. I'm like, that makes more sense. I
Yep.
turn my head like, yep, there she is.
Yep. She's right
Hey.
there.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's a bug on your license plate. Great.
Yeah, that screw looks loose.
That's it.
That's
So do you perceive, before we wrap up here, man, another worldwide social distraction? It
Oh,
might not be a
absolutely.
pandemic this time. Like just this week, for anybody listening, they talked about 14 earthquakes within an hour in a certain area of the world that had like I don't know if it was a military base or something. It seems like distraction, another, air quotes, assassination attempt.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I don't know that they're going to be able to get the world behind another lockdown. But
No.
what's the next one? If you were to be a
No, I mean-
speculative, negative
Yeah.
Nancy, like what are we saying here?
There's always going to be another pandemic of some sort. There always is. We've had, I mean, you and I have dealt with 5 in our lifetime. Pretty
Yes,
sure it's about 5.
5. Yeah, good call. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be something. And just on the assassination attempt can't be called that because the motherfucker never made it past the lobby. So there. But
Right, that's true. So also, I want to point something out. I did sort of breeze by that quickly. Okay, there are a lot of people out there saying that no, of course not. They're trying to, they're trying to assassinate the president because they don't like him. And then there's other people saying, well, no, it's definitely fake. How can all these be? The thought dawned on me discussing this with my missus just last night that if there are, which we know there are, and this isn't any negative talk of either political spectrum, okay? But if on the left, if on the right, there are people who are so Republican and so completely and utterly uneducated and whatever, rednecky, the president can't do no wrong, the party can't do no wrong, whatever, right? Well, then that should mean that on the left, there's also people that are the same way. It might account for these Keystone Cop level assassination attempts. Unplanned, unthought out, just out of sheer rage or what. Yeah, okay. Do I think that they're staged? Kinda.
could be.
But do I also think that there's a possibility that people on that side, there's always someone who's just an extremist who doesn't think and plan and all that and have botched a bunch of these? That's also really probable.
Yeah, the number of statistically stupid people with bad ideas way outweighs the other of smart people with thought through ideas
Who are
way
more
outweighs.
who are more likely to try something crazy like that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of dumb fucking people. And I'm one of them sometimes. Like,
yeah. But even though it doesn't matter what political party is in power or who the leader is, I can't imagine a world in which I would be so upset that I would do something. I would be more likely to actually get actively involved in government than, well, I'm going to take a pot shot at the senator, or the president, or the CEO of the pharmacy company, like whatever. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
But I think it's because I'm a reasonable person with enough education to at least look into things and not just believe everything in my social echo chamber on the internet, which we've talked about before. I digress.
Yep.
So I wanted to close out on something completely random here, but before I do that, any closing thoughts on this? I'm personally real happy that we've got this in the rear view. I hope we don't have any lockdown situations where it's just obviously a money grab from the vaccine perspective in this particular case, from the you can only go into big businesses that billionaires already own case. It was obviously a real great way for upward transfer of wealth to people who are already incredibly wealthy. It's really fucked up.
Right. No, and it is. I mean, that's been proven. That's been shown. I mean, people were on the take for sure. Like, there's no doubts about it. If you don't think that's true, then just, I'm sorry for you. But the other thing that I'm surprised went away is like 24-hour stores. They're gone. You know how hard it is to find 24-hour anything?
Gas stations and a couple of grocery stores. That's all that held out. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all fucking gone though. Like you, I didn't use them a lot, but I remember several times where I'm all like, oh, hey, I need to get this before I do anything for tomorrow. And it was 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. I need something for the kids. I'm running to the store.
I would think it would have been a bigger thing for parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
When
for
you
sure.
just realize you needed some sort of supply that you're out of on the fly. Like, but you got to remember too, think about it like this. I could, well, you know what? I'm going to do it right now as we talk. Okay. I'm going to jump on my Amazon app. And if I said I'm out of baby wipes, I can have those here it is currently, as we record, almost 7 p.m. I could have those here by the morning. If I flip over to DoorDash and I go baby wipes.
But you got to think that there's people out there that don't have the extra money for that though.
Oh, yeah. But the people who subsidized in a way the businesses being open for that, the people who can afford those things lowered the number of people who needed a after hours product enough that it didn't financially, staff wise, make it worth their while to stay open. That's what I'm saying. It certainly hindered the people that can't afford the easy.
I'm
apps.
disagreeing with you. The reason why that those 24 hours shut down, people stop wanting to work.
People definitely don't want to work.
Like, they don't want to work, so they can't hire enough people to actually staff the store for 24 hours.
That's also a big part of it too, right? Yeah.
Like they figured out how to do it without pay and just sit at home.
Yeah. There was a real important group of people who were just in their first, part-time job, full-time hour, whatever, who were paying their dues, working retail, cooking
Night
food,
shift.
serving tables, who got to stay home and get paid more. And it soured them, I think, on.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely been some post effects here that are just not great.
Yeah. Yeah. It's bullshit.
Well, thanks for listening to a little recap here, folks. I'm going to end on a little interesting number here that I had to do the math on myself to make sure it was accurate.
Yeah.
This is real random, dude. I'm going to ask you the question, and maybe I sent you a video about it. I hope I didn't, so you don't know the number. Everyone in the world, figuring the population's about 8 billion.
Okay.
With a B, okay?
Okay.
Everyone in the world has to start having one-on-one fights. One person versus one.
Okay. 1v1.
1v1, okay? And if you win, you go on to your next 1v1.
Yep.
How many fights do you have to be in to be the world champion, do you think?
33.
That is the number.
Yep.
Did I send you that
hear
video?
From you.
Okay.
But I did see that video.
And
it's crazy.
I had to do the math. Like, it can't be that low. That's right, folks. If you could win 33 1v1 fights in a row, you'd be the worldwide fighting champion.
Yep.
I know mathematically it makes sense. The numbers just get low so quick.
Half.
Right. But when they said it, I was like, nah, it's got to be more than 33. No.
33.
33 fights makes you the world fighting champion.
Fucking insane, isn't it?
Now, I'm not saying I could win 33 fights, but I mean, your 1v1 could be pretty lucky for your first 10 or 15. My first one might be against an old lady or a toddler. Like, think how many babies and toddlers there are, right? Like, your first few fights, you could get real lucky in the matchups.
They'd have to bracket it, man. They got to bracket it. Toddlers against each other, and then let that weed out.
Right. Yeah, I thought of this, okay? But here's the problem with that. At some point, the winner of the toddler bracket got to go against the winner of the even preteen bracket, and the preteen's fucking the toddler up. The 23-year-old, 25-year-old bracket is fucking up an 11-year-old. Like, it gets ugly real quick for the lower brackets. You kind of just have to go, well, I'm getting baby Jeremiah, I'm a junior heavyweight, and he's like a junior flyweight. Like, that kid weighs like 40 pounds. Like, that kid's fucked, right? I'm just going to go and conk him on top of the head and go, we good?
Just give him a fucking forehead flick.
Right. The next is Ethel, who's on oxygen, and a walker with tennis balls on. Like, you could get lucky and get pretty deep before you actually faced a real competitor.
I mean, you really could. I mean, that's not my luck. My first bout would be, Tony Baloney from New York that's, benching 380 and standing 6'4",
Yes, for sure. Yeah, with my luck, I'm getting a UFC fighter who lost his last match and is really pissed off about it. Like, I'm not getting lucky in that first bracket. For sure. Yeah, 33 is a pretty small number.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy, man.
I
just wanted
thing at the end.
Yeah, and I'll I'll let everybody know. If you want to check out everything I saw, head over to isawpodcast.com. There you'll find our socials, the Buy Us a Beer tab if you want to support the show and be named a sponsor of an upcoming episode, and the Be a Guest tab. Utilize that if you actually want to be a guest. If you're thinking about it, click on that tab. Get a phone call with us. It's a quick Zoom meeting. It's 30 minutes is
Get
what we
fast.
have blocked out. But yeah, go over there and hit us up if you want to actually be on a future recording. That'd be awesome. You can also reach out with feedback or any episode ideas. We'll take them all. You can text the show at 507-607-ISAW. That's 507-607-4729. Jason and I both get those texts. We will respond to you. I'd love to actually see that be used more since we do pay for it. Leave a message, and if it's funny, we might even actually just pop it on one of the future episodes. But are you good?
Well said, buddy. That's the biz. Thanks everybody for listening again this week. I know this was not about worksite stuff again, but we've kind of moved in a new direction lately. Remember that your work keeps the world working. Thank you, John. I appreciated it, buddy. I'm glad we could get together today.
Solange, sir. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Fuck COVID.
10-4 on that. Fuck COVID.